All right, here we are back on Sports Chat live on our Saturday morning spot. Good morning, everybody. John, what's going on with you today,
Hey
John?
man, what's going on, my friend? You all right?
You doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Doing great. Can't complain. Blessed to the Lord.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What we got
So
going on in the world is, well, man, I was gonna say no football, but I think the Lions play
yeah, there's
tonight.
three NFL games today. 1 o'clock, 4:30, and 8:15. Lions are on tonight.
So we got the prime time spot.
Got the prime time spot. They all the games are on the NFL Network. So if people don't have access to the NFL Network, there's ways to get it. We won't tell you here on Sports Chat, but inbox John or text John after the show. We'll hook you up.
Listen, anything you want to watch, you inbox me.
All right. We'll put that out there for our viewers of our show.
Movies,
if you want to watch sports,
whatever you want to watch,
I highly recommend you inbox or get a hold to John or Ron. Ron not on today.
Yeah, Ron.
Between the two of those guys, you'll be set pretty well.
Listen, I does my research, so that's all I'm gonna say. I does my research.
I have to say he's definitely factual when it comes to that point.
You know.
Listen, I'm telling you right now. The something app is what it's called. Come on, somebody.
You wanna cut that cord? Call me, inbox me.
He's always in the forefront of these type of situations.
Yes, I'm extremely resourceful in that regard.
Yes.
So we got the Lions. Who else is playing today? I didn't know.
Minnesota's playing Cincinnati.
Okay, we need Minnesota to lose.
Hold on one second. Yeah, Minnesota playing Cincinnati.
Go Bengals.
Let's see. You got Steelers and the Colts. Probably the loser of that game, playoff hopes will be fading.
I don't think much of either one of them, honestly.
And then, it's the point of getting in the playoffs, but they're not gonna go anywhere. Probably.
Yeah.
And then the Broncos and the Lions is who it is.
Yeah, two teams that seem to be going in opposite directions.
So. Yeah, going opposite direction. One on the come up, and the other one's going downward.
Well, I mean, I don't, and I say this with all due respect to all of my fellow Detroit Lions fans, but we've come back down to earth a little bit, and as I don't want to say as expected because
no, because the expectation was very high.
Well, I mean, obviously, as the team, expectations were ginormous coming into the season,
especially after week one.
Yeah, and then you go into the defending champs' house week one and win that game, and you start off 8-2.
8-2 was it?
Yeah. So and then you go out and win and lose 2 out of the next 3 games. And honestly, you should have lost all 3. It's that because
that Chicago game.
That Chicago game
came back on.
I mean, you're down 17 points with 4 minutes left. So
what's going on with their defense?
Well, I mean, it's been a concern really all year, but the offensive power that we've been able to display has really been able to hide the defense a little bit.
Right.
We haven't been getting as good as Aiden Hutchinson is. We haven't really been pressuring the quarterback very well.
He's about the only one you got though, right on the line.
Well, which is why I don't know why they didn't go after Chase Young, especially for what for what
So the,
Washington
so the
gave.
49ers could get them, man. Come on.
So you gonna
Like they needed more help.
The rich get richer. So because everybody, here's the thing about defense. Everybody want to point at the secondary, but if your defensive line and your defensive front seven isn't getting
Not
any
getting to the
pressure on the
quarterback.
quarterback, I don't care how good your secondary is, somebody's going to eventually get open.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's they sort of work in tandem. They work hand in hand. You need a good defensive pass rush in order to protect your secondary.
If you're giving that quarterback more than 4 seconds, 5 seconds,
he's going to find somebody.
You're gonna find somebody,
even if the route breaks off. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes
they did and actually it was kind of awesome out there. I saw this video of Dak Prescott, 2-step drop back now, not 3, 2-step, and boom, getting it out.
Get rid of the ball.
They're running that they run what the West Coast offense. McCarthy is big with that, and so it's 2 steps. He's doing all his reads and then getting it out. Unbelievable.
I mean, and it's worked. Let me for clarification. I am not a Dallas Cowboy fan in any stretch of the imagination.
Yes, we understand.
I'm not a Dallas Cowboy fan, but I do believe that when we're doing a show like this, that you kind of sort of have to take your fan hat off,
right,
and try to provide some objective analysis.
Yes.
I'm not always. I mean, listen.
Yes, here on SportsChat, we strive to be truthful, not crazy.
We strive to be truthful, and I told you when the beginning of the football season, I had the Dallas Cowboys advancing to the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, you did.
And obviously they've had a sort of a soft schedule to begin the season, and up until they beat the Eagles, they hadn't really beaten an elite team.
Right. And I thought about this, because that's what you hear on all the other talking head show. All they haven't played anybody yet. But can I say this for all the team? Again, not fandom or anything, but just facts. You only can beat who's in front of you.
Yeah. Listen, so if anybody know that, it's Michigan. I've heard criticism.
Oh yeah.
All year long about the softness of Michigan's schedule.
Right.
Until that last 3-game stretch at the end.
Yeah.
And I'm like you gotta you play who you play. You
play who you play, and you have to take it. Okay, and for that instance, one of the 49ers drubbed us, but the worst loss was the Cardinals.
The Cardinals,
because you're supposed to beat them.
Yeah, I don't think if Dallas plays that 49er game again, that you'll see anything like you saw. They're a different team now.
I think so too.
Because Dak is playing at an MVP level. I mean, they look. And obviously, the San Francisco 49ers are who they are, and I think that's what the NFC Championship will ultimately boil down to. Cowboys, which is going to be that's a throwback sort of NFC Championship. I can remember Dwight.
That started it out,
man. Then from Montana in the end zone.
Then the 1 year Dallas went to San Francisco and beat them. Advanced to their first back in '93.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've been going head up for
So
number of times.
I'm actually looking forward to it. If for no other reason, I mean, I know I can sort of not I can't because they won Super Bowls in the middle of the 90s. But just from they haven't really done anything since
Long time,
96,
long time.
95,
Both
96.
teams, I mean, San Francisco got there, but they haven't
Yeah,
won. So
yeah. And so if for not if for nothing more than to appease Cowboy Nation, I know because every year it's like, okay, this is the year. Okay, this is the year. But I really do think that they have finally and they seem to be responding better than Mike McCarthy as well.
yeah. Especially offensively.
Yeah.
Defense has been good last couple
Defense
years.
has been good. Defense has carried this team the last couple of years.
Yeah,
But they haven't been able to. And I'm now obviously I'm saying all of this with a huge caveat because we haven't gotten to the postseason yet. And that's where some of Dak's biggest failures have shown in the postseason.
As a Cowboy fan, I'm not even, I'm glad they're doing well, but I'm not crazy because we got to do it. You got to do it in the postseason.
Got to do it when it counts. That's even with the Lions, everybody was asking me, because I've been very vocal in the fact that I refuse to spend another year in Heartbreak Hotel when it comes to the Detroit Lions. So I really don't care what they do in the regular season. I don't care. They could have went 17-0. I don't care what they do in the regular season. I tell people my attitude about the Detroit Lions is the same every single year. Y'all wake me up when they win a playoff game.
Right.
Because seriously, what else is there to judge a team by? I don't,
and for me, as a Cowboy fan, you got to get to the NFC Championship this year. Okay, you won a wild card game last year. This year, you got to get to the NFC Championship.
I don't see any team standing in their way but the San Francisco 49ers.
No, I agree with you.
I don't see any team that's standing in their way.
And I actually feel that might be the only team I see out there that can beat them.
Yeah, I don't think Detroit can beat them. I don't think Philly. Something's wrong. Philly's been kind of they've been all year.
Their defense is not the same this year.
And
number one, defensively, not the same.
And Jalen Hurts is
Jalen was hurt. He just now getting back healthy. This year too, the first year Prescott's been healthy.
Yeah,
for all the season because he came back from the leg injury,
that devastating leg.
He had the thumb, so this is the first year he kind of been injury free, so his confidence is back as well. Because anytime you get hurt, it goes up here.
Yep.
And so you're operating.
They will listen. They will have every opportunity to prove, and I think they are. I think they're legit, and that's but it all hinges on Dak. If the clock strikes 12 and he turns back into a pumpkin,
the pumpkin, not the pumpkin,
he turned back into that pumpkin that he's been. Because what you can't say enough about the defense. The defense is rock solid.
Yeah.
If he turns back into that pumpkin, I'm telling you, it down goes. It all hinges on the play of Dak Prescott.
And really rock solid without any linebackers, really.
Yeah. And they and if you looked at the schedule that they have to end this, they got a pretty tough.
Because
Buffalo tomorrow.
I think it's a great schedule though, going into playoffs.
Yeah, it's listen
because
they got Buffalo, they got Detroit.
You can't take your foot off the pedal.
Yeah, Yeah. So
And I think tomorrow's one of them trap games for them because they're coming off a big win off of Philly. Got to go to Buffalo. I don't think it's gonna be that cold though, because it's nice here, like 48 here today. So
yeah,
and,
we
and Buffalo, these right now, these are Buffalo playoffs because they got to win to get in.
yeah, they but you can expect Buffalo to come out with their hair on fire.
Yeah,
Because
yeah. So
they
I was looking when the schedule came out. I was looking forward to this game because just to see the Digs go at it, but we know Trayvon not there.
the digs. Yeah. That should be interesting. That should be interesting.
So Gilmore had to step up again this week like he did last week. He was
Yeah.
big last week.
Yeah, he was huge last week. And so
Well, what?
we'll see.
Listen, you know how they say, "Don't poke the bear."
Mm-hmm.
So AJ Brown poked the bear.
What did he say?
One of the first couple plays or something. AJ Brown said, "Oh man, you can't come in. You old now."
Oh wow. Okay.
So
See?
so Gilmore's like, "What?"
People
like,
just can't leave well enough alone.
They can't leave well enough.
Let your
alone.
play. Now I'm competitive, so obviously I don't mind a little trash talk, but some stuff, man, you don't just let your play do the talking.
Well, and again, a lot of times, when you get older, you may not be able to do it consistently.
No,
but
no.
You had those Samson moments.
Yeah, I mean nobody's unless you LeBron James, ain't hardly anybody.
Well, yeah, that's just a whole that's just a whole nother level of its own.
Yeah, yeah, that.
Well, and again, first of all, that's a generational person. Though those don't come around but every 30, 40 years.
Yeah. But we've never seen anything like this before. Now,
not at this age.
I'm not I'm not here to stoke no GOAT conversation or anything like that. I don't believe it at all. Anyway, I don't think I don't believe anybody's the GOAT, the greatest of all time. But he's making a strong case. I mean, his production has not dropped off
at all.
Pretty much since his second year in the league. That's unheard of.
Well, let's talk about a hater by the name of Paul Pierce. Paul, listen to me. I know you talk a lot of stuff.
What did he say something recently?
You know him and KG had that show.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And he said not even in the top 5 of the NBA.
In today's NBA is what he said.
Yeah. In today's NBA.
Yeah.
Well, give me your top 5 in today's NBA.
Top 5 in the NBA right now.
Today.
Giannis.
Yeah.
Luka.
Okay. Joker. Right.
I'm a huge Tatum guy.
I was gonna say Tatum.
I would probably put Bron at 5.
Okay. And then I have to have what's his name? I guess I'd have to put him 6.
Embiid.
I didn't think about Embiid.
Who you thinking?
I was thinking KD.
Yeah, Kevin Durant. I've noticed, and I've been so wrapped up in the football that I haven't watched a ton of NBA basketball yet. Especially, with my Michigan Wolverines being the number 1 team in the country.
I forgot about Embiid. Well, and then but here's the thing. And at this point of the season, too, really, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But Uh, yeah, yeah. And MB was MVP last year. Oh my God.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Joker really was the MVP last year.
Oh
But,
yeah, yeah. Well, the Joker won Finals MVP.
yeah,
Here, this how I've been for a long time. Except when England Dollar won it, but um most of the time the top player on the championship team wins final MVP in most cases.
definitely.
Right. So I've always been like, okay, regular season MVP, so what? You get that title MVP, finals MVP.
Do
That
it when
that
it
that,
counts.
that
Huh?
speaks volume. Because you win it, you're the most valuable player in the finals. That's what you're playing for, right?
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I've gone back and forth on that.
Yeah.
Only by virtue of the fact that I think the stakes are definitely higher in the
Right.
finals,
Right.
without a doubt. But I think it's harder to prove that you're the best player over 8 months than it is two
Yeah. Then it
weeks.
is. Then it is 3 months.
Yeah,
Play,
3 months.
playoffs is 3 months, right?
Playoffs is 3 months. It is 3 months. But even then, they should have a playoff MVP. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I think.
instead of just a Finals MVP, I
Just to
think that
find. Yeah. I think they should do the encompass the
they
overall.
should encompass.
Yeah.
I think the
And just,
entire
and just
play.
because the length of it.
And the only reason I say that, and it's not to diminish the Finals MVP, but it's a 2 week stretch as opposed to an 8 month stretch. Because I look at a couple of people that have won Finals MVP.
Right. Like
And
England now.
two of them are Detroit Pistons. My, people that I love. Chauncey Billups. Would Chauncey Billups won Finals MVP? Would he come close to ever winning league MVP? Probably not.
Probably not.
Andre Iguodala,
Dollar.
probably
Yep.
not. Joe
Right.
Dumars, probably not. You know what I'm saying? But all three of
Right.
those were Finals MVPs because it's a much smaller, even though the stakes are astronomically higher, it's a much smaller sample set. And so
Yeah.
I sort of kind of weigh them almost equally, because I think the pressure to perform in the finals on the biggest stage, there has to be more weight given to that scenario. A lot of weight given to the fact that, listen, this is when it counts.
Well, and two, I guess they separated out too because I could be having a great playoffs and I don't even make it to the final.
Well, that's why I think that's why you should have. I think you should have a playoff MVP for each conference. I mean, I think you can do an East and a West, but Finals MVP is specifically for the teams that play in the NBA Finals.
In the finals.
So I think that would, because you want to recognize that we've seen some unbelievable playoff performances by players who, because they didn't make it to the finals, they don't get that
because
recognition.
what was funny was with the end season tournament they had, right? And so LeBron won the MVP based on all the games in the end season tournament, whereas Davis will never play a better game.
Oh man,
probably ever.
That was a masterpiece.
Then he played Saturday.
That 41-point that was a masterpiece.
41
points. They don't win that game. They don't win that tournament.
Yeah. No doubt. 4 or 5 blocks. Yeah, those type of performances don't come along very often.
Speaking of that tournament, and then we got to talk about that tournament for just a second. And then we got to talk about Draymond, yo Michigan Spartan,
your boy from Michigan,
yo Michigan State Spartan alum. We got I'm coming from one of yours. That's right.
Come for him.
I'm coming for him. But let me ask you this about the in-season tournament. Do you think the Lakers celebrated too much?
Yes. I think they I think they celebrated too. They celebrated like it was a championship.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, well,
it was.
but the thing is, you celebrate it like that, but then you got to turn around and play Monday.
No, yeah, I get what you're saying, but
so,
I mean, it was a.
Yeah, yeah.
They gonna hang. Did you hear they gonna hang a banner in?
Yeah. Wait though. Did you see the Kobe video?
I saw that.
I loved it.
I saw that. But here's why I don't have a problem with it. I think it accomplished. Really, I mean, you can talk about the $500,000. Yeah, that's chump change to most.
I would take
most players. Oh, I would take it. Obviously, I'll take it.
Hello?
But what is $500,000 to LeBron James?
Yeah, right.
He's a certified billionaire. You know what I'm saying? What is a $500,000?
Well, I like what he said though. Did you hear what he said?
What did he say?
He said, in winning this is helpful to the younger guys.
Yeah.
And the rookies to be in this type atmosphere. He says, and as well to kind of enhance their pockets because they're not making what some of us are. So I was like, okay, good, good response.
Well, I think in it too, and what it shows to me is what an unbelievable ambassador that LeBron James has been for the sport of basketball.
Yeah, I really have to say he embraced the moment.
He embraced it. He embraced it.
And so because John, there's always people gonna. I just saw a guy before we came on. Oh, they're gonna try to add this to his GOAT status. Now, the point is, he's an ambassador for the NBA.
Yeah,
everybody knows him. He embraced it. He won it. The first, and like he said, it's always good to be the first at something because most time people remember the first.
Right. I'm hearing they may name the trophy after him.
Well, and well, they should, because the fact that he won it, and he's LeBron. So,
and I think what it did for Adam Silver is you have a superstar, the superstar of superstars in the league right now, pushing this concept. You couldn't get a better mouthpiece for it. Yeah, this is going to help him sell it to the public
for the future, no doubt about
it. So it couldn't have worked out better than it did.
Unlike when LeBron talked about the play-in, he was in the NC.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand. I thought the play, and then even then, the play-in added a level of excitement that I didn't necessarily see before it happened. Yeah, I mean, that battle to get into that, that's what
because I personally think, but again, we know it's all about the money, but
of course,
the first rounds are too long anyway.
I don't know why they decided
7 games and you stretch them out. You stretch them out over
best of 5
almost 3 weeks.
Because they don't play like every other night. You may have
it's like almost
3,
every
4
third
days
night
between games 2 and game 3.
I mean, and if you're gonna do that, then just make it best out of 5.
Well, they did it because they don't want to put they don't want to have a lot of conflicting games on television. So games that are competing against each other.
Yeah,
so they want to give each
they're trying to televise all the plays.
They want to televise everyone, so they don't have games running into each other.
But I mean, here, and that's that's kind of crazy too, because all your season goes from October to April. Some back-to-back night, and now you're gonna spread games out over the course.
I think best 3 out of 5 is what
for the first round anyway.
For the first round, that's much. 3 best of 7 series. That's too long.
Yeah,
that's too long.
Yeah.
So, but every decision.
I wish
is about money.
I wish they could, but then You can't because of the regular season. But I would love if they could say that in-season tournament team that wins it is guaranteed at least a 6 seed, but you can't because of it's done by record.
Yeah, I mean they could conceivably win this tournament and not make the playoffs.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it would be impossible, and then
To
too,
give them
it
a
would
guarantee,
be unfair.
guarantee them by winning the end season, you won't have to be part of the play-in. That would be nice.
Now that I can see that happening,
but
you
again,
definitely
that's
could make
based
them
on record, though.
But you couldn't make them the 6th seed because the team
Because
who actually has a record
they
that
won the
qualifies
tournament.
for the 6th seed,
Listen,
they would be upset about that. And
yeah.
I would be too. I would be too.
Right.
I would be too.
Right.
So, but yeah, props to
because
Brian.
like I said, because a lot can happen between now, then, in April. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Deacon Butler wants to know our Super Bowl picks. At this point, if I had to pick two teams right now today, I would go with the Cowboys and the Ravens.
Yeah, I would probably. It's going to, and I don't want to like straddle the fence, but it's going to be either. I still give the slight edge to the 49ers. But even they showed a lot of vulnerability in that
when they didn't have all their guys.
Yeah. But they got their complete team and they're healthy.
Yeah.
I just think on both sides of the ball, that's still the most complete team in the league. And if Brock Purdy continues to play, listen, Deebo Samuel, you can't tackle that guy.
You can't.
You can't tackle him.
You can't.
It's like yards after catch.
Well, and Deebo's got good speed, but he's stronger.
Yeah, he's a bigger, stronger guy, but he's deceptively fast. And the fact that he's got so much girth, it's hard to tackle.
What's the guy on the Dolphins that was on the Chiefs?
Tyreek.
Mm-hmm. Deebo's a bigger, stronger Tyreek.
Yeah, but he's fast.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
He's a matchup nightmare. So I just think they got a little more than the Cowboys. But I give the Cowboys. You won't see if they meet up again. You won't see 42 or whatever it was.
And the key to the 49ers are you have to tackle as soon as they catch the ball.
Yeah. They lead the league in yards after catch.
They don't beat you long.
No.
They're the best yak team you ever seen.
They yakety yak don't fall.
Yiggity yak don't come back.
That's their specialty. Now, but that's not to say I have seen Brock. He has shown the ability to throw the long ball too. So, but they just don't utilize it as much because they really don't have to.
And that's the one separating thing between the Niners and the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Is the long ball. Dak can place it, and
Dak has all of the tools. I don't know if it's I think it's just been up here.
Well,
he's got all of the skills to be an elite quarterback.
I watch him closely, and so I'm telling you, put my cowboy hat on right now. I'm telling you, when Dak came back from that broken ankle?
Mm-hmm.
Right. He was not the same. The confidence wasn't there. And then once it started to come back a little bit, he messed up his thumb.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so now the thumb on his throwing hand, he's worried about that getting hit. And and if you notice, he's running more this year than he did the last two because he was thinking about that ankle. So it's all coming together. And I think his relationship with McCarthy is good too, and that makes a big difference.
That's always important. So I'm honestly looking forward to the matchup. I don't think you'll see a 43 to whatever it was
Yeah,
that you saw.
was it 13 or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we got
know,
smacked.
they got just whitewashed out of that. I don't think you'll see that, but I do think that the 49ers are the better team. And I really in the AFC, yeah, Baltimore, I really don't see any. I thought the Dolphins for a second, but we don't know the extent of Tyreek's injury.
Right. And their defense
I don't, and
is
their defense
suspect
is
sometimes
suspect.
too. Yeah. Now
So,
I don't know really how good Baltimore is outside of Baltimore though.
but here's the thing with Baltimore has the same issue as the Dallas Cowboys. It's Lamar Jackson. He's
Yeah.
won one playoff. He's
No,
been
you're right.
brilliant in the regular season, but he has one playoff win to his
Well,
resume.
and again though, this is the first year in December that Lamar's been healthy.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't get hurt between
But
now
you
and
just
the end of
what
the
you
season.
have in Dak and Lamar is two quarterbacks that have a whole lot to prove in the playoffs.
Yeah, no doubt about
They
it.
got a whole lot to prove. And
No
so
doubt
if they
about
can get through, I mean, I think it would be one of the more exciting Super Bowls that
Well,
we've had recent memory.
I'm pulling for both of them simply the fact because they're black. I said it,
Mm-hmm.
and you know a lot of times these guys don't get the credit
No, you're right.
because of their black.
You're right.
But they're just as skilled as any of them out
Yeah.
there in the league. And they'll never get the credit until they come through with a Super Bowl, and then they may not even get it then as some others would.
Yeah. I think they're going. I think both of those guys are going into the playoffs with a whole lot of pressure.
Yeah.
A whole lot of pressure.
Yeah, more than anybody else.
More than anybody else. I don't think there's any real pressure on the Lions, obviously.
And John, this year is there for the taking for both teams. Baltimore and
I think the Ravens have a little bit of an easier path to the Super Bowl because Kansas City's obvious they're not what they were.
Right.
I don't.
And they won't have to worry about Cincinnati this year.
Yeah, Cincinnati's not going to make it this year.
I would love to see a Baltimore Miami game. That would be entertaining.
Yeah, I don't honestly. Who's their major competition in the AF?
Nobody.
Who? I'm probably Miami.
Nobody, because they can beat Kansas City.
No doubt.
So
Bengals
is Miami, in my opinion.
And I don't think Miami. I think they're kind of like the Detroit Lions of the AFC.
You don't know what you're gonna get.
They're coming back down to earth.
Yeah,
that clock is moving towards that pumpkin status. You know.
Now I don't know what's the name. They're playing really good ball right now. I don't know if they're going to continue. But I'm anxious to see how Denver finishes out.
They'll probably be a force to be reckoned with next year. It's crazy. So many Lions. They're on a late season surge, similar to what the Lions did last year.
Yeah.
So they'll probably enter next season if Russ continues to play the way he's been playing as of late.
Yeah, he's the key.
They'll enter into next season as one of the up and coming teams in the AFC. So I don't see anybody. Miami is probably the only team that because you forget with all of the skill that Lamar had, that defense is that Baltimore defense is just lights out, and so they I don't see, but again I say this with a huge grain of salt because it's the parallels between Dallas and Baltimore. Great defenses, both teams, great defenses, but largely unproven quarterbacks as far as playoff success goes.
Right. And even their defense sometimes give up points as well. So
yeah.
but doesn't it seem like the season is like too long now? Don't you want to get to the
Well, yeah, once now because you still got 4 games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they extended the season to 17 games instead of
Yeah.
16, which
Yeah.
I don't. Everything is about money.
Yeah.
And so because they're what I don't like they did, and I get it. Every sports, every decision in sports, from college football conference realignment to adding the 17th game in the NFL
Yeah.
to in-season tournaments in basketball. Every decision is made with a financial motive.
Financial motive.
Every single one.
Deacon Butler, I don't think necessarily Mahomes need to grow up. You were seeing a frustrated Mahomes based on the season that Kansas City is having.
Well, he should be frustrated with his receivers and the fact that they lead the league in drops.
He was frustrated. That's why he did what he did. He just was mature enough not to call him out.
That rant was the epitome of misguided anger. It's like you ever argue with somebody and we arguing about this cup, but you're really mad at what I said last week. You just focusing your anger on the wrong.
Right,
you ought to be angry.
A culmination.
Yeah, and then too, like even the officiating. You want dude lined up offside. He was practically on the defense. He was offside.
As he said, he was in the neutral zone.
Man, he was a defender. He was so far offside. He was a defender.
If he was on defense, he would have been in the neutral zone.
He might as well have lined up on the defense. Now, the time he might as well lined up on the defense. The time for Mahomes to go off on the refs was the week before when they missed pass interference on Green Bay. That's when he should have went off on the ref because that was an egregious
and again, like I said, that's the culmination, right?
Yeah,
because he's saying to himself, "Here we go again."
Yeah, but they got that, and then here's the thing: your argument wasn't even that they didn't get the call right. You was just like, let us play. I mean, I never seen a call like that before. So what? It was the guy was offside. And it's not, he's thinking that it's the referee's responsibility to let the player know, hey man, you need to back up a little. No, that's not. What are you talking about?
And what's so funny is that they can't catch a pass right in front of him, but he can catch a behind the line pass from Kelsey.
I mean, that receiver was the reason why they lost to the Detroit Lions in week 1.
Yeah.
Ball went right through his hands, right into
the wicket,
who ran for a pick 6. So if you want to be mad at anybody, man, you need to be. And I'm not. I'm not calling for you to call out your players publicly. I ain't saying for
that. That's to me, John. That's what's going on with Draymond. Something's going on in Draymond's life. And he's acting out on the court.
Here's my thing, man. This is what bothers me about athletes in general, and people just own it.
Right.
For you to sit there and try and like, oh, I didn't mean, I didn't. Yes, you did. Just own it. Because I hate when people, you know how when an athlete will make a quote and it's a controversial quote and then it goes viral and he gets a lot of heat and then he try to point the finger at the reporter and say, I was taken out of No, you weren't. Be man enough to just stand behind what you did and what you said. I can't stand when people do that. Then they try to backpedal and act. He swung his arms right at the man's face. Stop
Yeah.
it.
And then he try to flop it to make
Yeah.
it not look so obvious.
I'm like,
Yeah.
stop it,
Yeah,
dude.
no doubt about it. No.
You a dirty player. That's
Dirty
who you
player.
are.
That's your MO. Just stand up and
That's
say
who you
I'm
are.
a dirty
You
player.
an
I play
enforcer
dirty.
on the court. You a dirty player.
You've kicked people in
Kicking
their
people in the
midsection.
area.
You stepped on people's chest. Come
Yeah.
on.
That's that Michigan State.
Well, that ain't got nothing to do with Michigan State. It's the Pistons. Everybody knows that Draymond used to hang around the Pistons when he was a young man. And matter of fact, one of the notorious people in the league owned up to it, as John just stated, and said, yeah, he got a lot of that from us, because we told him to stand up to people. Now Rashid Steve said, when Draymond used to come around, he said him, Chauncey, Tayshaun Prince, Wallace, they should all. He said, we should talk to the young brother, He said that's our boy,
Mm-hmm.
and we tell him, don't let nobody punk you, and so.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay.
And then, but some
okay
people don't know how to. Some people take that the wrong way.
I'm okay with that.
I tell you a funny story. When I was little, right? And so my dad was telling us, he said, never run. He said, never run from a fight. He said, if you got to pick up something and throw it at him, you do that. He said, but don't run. Well, he shouldn't have told me that, because then I wasn't afraid of nobody. I'm going to stand my ground, right? Because my father said don't run. So how you take it and apply it when it can be a problem, or it can be detrimental, or if you understand it can work for you.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't run either. I don't think you need to go out there. I'm not gonna start a fight. I'm not gonna run from one, but I'm saying it's like
right.
You are the aggressor. You are the one, right. And it's like I hate when they develop this victim mentality, like the world is no.
And then some people love to be the villain too.
Yeah, but that love to be the villain, because I'm gonna be honest with you, that suspension was a cumulative. I hope I'm saying that word right. If I'm not, I think folks know what I'm trying to say. It was a cumulative effect of everything. That wasn't even the worst thing he ever did.
No, it wasn't.
That wasn't even the worst thing he ever did. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that was a reputation suspension. You just got back on the court for choking Rudy Gobert.
Right.
And it's like
and now in that instance, the chokehold was a little bit much. Right. I have no problem you coming up protecting Clay.
Yeah, but
choke him out.
You don't put anybody in a chokehold like that.
Yeah.
You just don't.
And here's the thing, right? Simple. At our summer camp that I run at the Chapman Center, the baseball side, and even the Chapman Center when they were inside. The number one rule that we tell the kids, right? Hands to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't keep your hands to yourself, you will not be a part of the program.
That song, it's one of them words. They said, "Don't start no stuff, won't be no stuff." I'm saying,
yeah.
And I don't.
Hands to yourself.
I just think with these athletes, a lot of times, they are so accustomed to receiving a certain type of treatment from people that they don't know how to really be held accountable. It's like they say. Back when Chris Webber was playing for the Sacramento Kings and the cop pulled him over because he was obviously speeding, and he jumped out of the car and like, "Do you know who I am?" And he said,
Yeah,
"Yeah, I
yeah,
know
yeah.
who you are. Here's your ticket." You know what I'm
Correct.
saying?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
What does that have to do with? But they live in a world where people hardly ever tell them no, and when they
Right.
finally get a no, it becomes. You can see how hard it is for them to deal with stuff like that. And it's like,
I
listen,
I I
you
I happened to
deserve what
be
you got.
I happened to be in a car one time with I won't say the person's last name, but it was a bishop, and
Okay.
we were on our way to church, and uh in New York State you can turn right on red, but not everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a posted sign
Okay.
that
I see.
said
I
no
see where this is going.
no right on red. So same deal. The cop pulls him over, right, and he's trying to plead his case, who he is, and the cop said, "Well, I understand you gentlemen are going to church," and he goes, "But at that corner, you can't turn right on red." So he go, "I understand. I know who you are." He said, "That's fine. I respect that." He go, "But you made an illegal turn," and gave him ticket.
Ignorance of the law is no excuse. And
Right?
it ain't even ignorance. It's right there. It's not even,
Post it.
it's posted.
Post it.
And
Yeah.
so it's just accountability seems to be a foreign concept.
Yeah.
Um,
And
you being held
again is
accountable.
accountability as a whole, because in that same instance, at that corner there that I'm talking about is kind of is really strange, because it's here,
Mm-hmm.
then there's another turn here that's kind of oblong. This kind, so another person was turning at the other side where there was no posting.
Mm-hmm.
If police try to give him a ticket, and I told him, I said, "You go back to that corner, take a picture. So when you go to court, you can show them that there's no posting of no
Right.
turn."
Right. Right.
And that's what they did. And so again, now the officer has been held accountable for his wrong as well.
Sure. Sure.
But and so again, you have to be you're accountable for you always tell your children, you're accountable for your actions.
You are in control of you.
Yeah.
I can't control you, but the person I can control is me. And
And
it's just
so
like, it's just no,
has
there's no
nothing to do
excuse for
has
that.
nothing to do with Michigan State. It's a Draymond Green issue.
That rogue program. You see what they tried to do to our Wolverines in that tunnel last year? Man got charged with assault, didn't he?
Yeah,
Took
exactly.
his
That's
helmet
true.
off. What's
That's
wrong with your
true.
Spartans? What's wrong with your Spartans, man?
That's true.
Just
That's
out here
true.
assaulting
And
people.
and again, uh, they should do that to folks when they get out of hand like that, because then they think they're above the law. You know.
So yeah, it's but that's just it is what it is. It is what it is. But
Right.
I mean, does the punishment fit the crime? Yeah. Yeah.
And then I mean, in this day and age, right, where you can male and female can now go back for years for sexual assault,
Oh man.
domestic violence, right? They've taken down the statute of limitation for these things, so you just can't go around hitting people.
I mean, that could be viewed as assault on that court. You know what I'm
Correct.
saying? That's
Yeah.
something he could press charges for. You can't
Yeah.
just take no swing at nobody like that.
Just
And I
can't take
just
a
think
swing.
these guys, you got so much to lose, and it's just like I don't understand some of the decision these guys come to.
And then again too, you have to when you have family and stuff too, you got to consider that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Because
Yeah.
your kids are watching, and then your kids got to go to school and say, my father said you're a punk, stuff
Yeah,
like that.
man. Out there kicking people in the gonads and
Yeah,
just
so then what you do, you put your children in a place where they have to try to defend themselves
exactly.
based off your action.
Yeah. Well, Yeah, I mean, I have no problem with the suspension. I think they get him. He should be able. He should have to prove that he's taking some sort of anger management or
Yeah. No,
something.
they should make sure he takes
Yeah,
it.
you got it. It's got to be documented and
It
certified.
should be
It's
a
got to be
league
documented.
mandated program that he has to
No
attend
doubt.
to.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yep,
And
I agree.
don't let up on that. I'm serious. I'm
No, and
serious.
I think they
That's
put it in place
ridiculous.
for whoever.
That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Just to sit up there and do that on the court. That's crazy. So good,
And
good, good, good.
I can see if you get tangled up and whatever, but come on. Well, what do you think about the game ball situation with Milwaukee and Indiana? You hear about that?
What happened with that?
So what happened was Giannis scored 64 points.
Mm-hmm.
And the Milwaukee franchise record, 64 points in a game, right? But the same game, one of Indiana's rookie scored their first point.
so they playing a tug of war.
Both teams wanted the game ball. Right. And so Indiana, well, Indiana Milwaukee's been kind of heated this year anyway.
Uh-huh.
So Indiana had the game ball, and Giannis went after it to get it. Because he just set the franchise record.
Wow.
For Milwaukee with 64 points. And
I did not see that.
They had a little melee in the tunnel, and Giannis went chasing after, trying to get the ball. Oh, it was crazy.
I did not see that. No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, did they settle it? What did who
I think eventually they both got a ball.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and so here's the thing. I don't think Giannis would have had a problem any other time. But the fact that he set the franchise record, 64 points from Milwaukee. I mean, he
now were they in Indy or were they in Milwaukee?
They were in Milwaukee.
Okay. So Giannis should have got the ball.
Yeah, they were in Milwaukee.
If they were in Milwaukee, then Giannis should have gotten the ball. That's
right. They had to get another ball to get to the rookie.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
he'll be all right.
All you're gonna do is Sharpie it anyway, right?
Yeah.
12, whatever, right. 23, first basket score.
Right? He shall not surely die. He'll be all right.
I mean, 64 points as compared to your first two.
I mean, I get it. Listen, I get, it's
that's huge.
It's huge for just to make it, man. I mean, I don't even
doubt about it.
Just to get to that level.
It's under and it just this type of circumstance won't it will very seldom happen at all, right? Mm-hmm. A franchise scoring record and then somebody scoring their first two. That's not happening every night.
No. So it was an anomaly, but
I think and it's just the fact that they've been kind of heated this year anyway. Indiana beat Milwaukee for the in-season tournament. And, they got a little, so they've been kind of heated. I'm hoping they may see each other in the playoffs. That's going to be crazy.
Yeah,
if they do.
That'll be intense if it's going the way.
Yeah, but again, you want that. That's what I want: intense, good action.
Right. I mean, that's what you got. That's what you got.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you.
I'm fine with that.
That's good. That makes sports great. Good game.
Yeah, I don't have a problem.
Hard fought.
I don't have a problem with guys being friends off the court, but
being
on the court, you got to be competitors.
One of the first games, the Clippers and the Lakers this year, man. That's one of the best games I've seen in a long time. That was good competitive ball. Boy.
Yes, sir.
That was like playing. They were playing like they was at the park, man.
That was before they got hardened. So I'm interested.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm interested to see how they play, how they
how they do now. Yeah. So, all right, well, John, it's been a pleasure again on this Saturday morning.
Yes, sir.
We're what, 2 weeks away from you being nervous again and biting your
Oh
fingers.
my God. Oh my
Are
God.
you gonna have a viewing party?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, okay.
I'll probably be like I didn't, the Big Ten championship. I knew we were going to be Iowa, but I will say this about Michigan, and we
Now
can talk.
that's gonna be on a Sunday, right?
It'll be on a Monday, New Year's.
Oh, it's New Year's Day.
Yeah, it's New Year's Day.
New Year's Day.
Yeah, Rose Bowl.
Okay, cool. Oh well, okay. Maybe
it's Rose Bowl.
Maybe we should do a pre-recording.
I'm fine with that. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if we can hook that up.
I'm cool with that.
Pre-recorded, and we can talk to some of the people that are at your location.
Yeah, I just think it's very. I'm glad. I do think the committee did Florida State wrong.
Yes, yes.
Because if you felt like they were a different team without their quarterback, then why did you keep them at number 4 all that time, all the way up to that Sunday? Drop them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why did you keep them there?
You should have been dropped. No,
you should have dropped them out of the top.
Yeah, and then you save yourself. And again, it just shows the ignorance of, because you kept them there because they didn't lose.
And you kept them there because they didn't lose all those weeks.
Yeah.
Because when did Jordan what's his name? Their quarterback
Travis.
Travis. When did Travis go out?
He went out the second to last week, I think it was.
Okay, so they had 3 weeks
of
still being in the top 4.
Correct.
Why did you not drop them?
Because they didn't drop off at all. They still beat team. They still scored.
And you let them, and you wait until the final. That was a cowardly move.
And so you smack in the face to the point of team game.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. You made it all about the quarterback, and I'm saying,
and it wasn't as if he was Heisman candidate.
No, but that's the point. Is you had never had a Power 5 that went undefeated that missed the playoffs first, and they did it in favor of the team that always gets special treatment. I'm so sick of Alabama, dog. I'm so sick of them. That's why I'm kind of glad that Michigan drew Alabama, because of 2 reasons. I think it's important for them to beat Alabama so we can end this SEC bias. They always get the benefit of the doubt when it comes to situations. How do you jump from number 8? Number 8. You were number 8.
Do you think it's going to end it for just this year or long term? Not going to end it for long term.
It'll go towards ending, because if you listen, this game is as important to Michigan as it is anything. Because listen, we've proven we've slayed that Ohio State dragon. We've gotten that monkey off our back. We've proven that we can compete with them on their level. 3 wins in a row. Now you got to prove that you can beat the big boys from these other conferences. And Michigan has not done that. And so if they lose this game, they deserve the continued criticism. I'm almost like with Michigan with the Lions. Y'all got to win a playoff game. You got to let people know that you for real. You can't just pile up all these numbers and these stats when it don't count. So
you're saying you want to win that chip now?
Who? Yeah, I mean, if you're in it, you might as well try and win it.
They won the chip. They won the chip.
But I don't think it's. But I'll say that in this season proved it as much as any other season I've seen. It's a flawed system. Even when they go to 12, it's still going to be a flawed system.
Oh, it's always going to be something.
Because it relies too much on it relies too much on opinion rather than what actually happened on
on the
the field.
field.
People
Well, and just a side point before we go, the Division One FCS division, which is below the powerhouse. SUNY Albany was in the semis last night against South Dakota State, right?
Mm-hmm.
South Dakota Jackrabbits, they call it. They won it last year, number 1 overall seed in their playoff. I mean, you talking about Woodshed? They smacked. First of all, for SUNY Albany football to be in any kind of playoff is huge. But to make it to their Final Four, but I mean, guys, you got to at least show up.
But you got to show up.
You 59-0, something
you
like that. I
can't
mean,
just get there.
And
keep getting and keep losing.
And here's the thing, and for them, for SUNY, they may never get back to that level again. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, these North Dakotas and these South Dakota State, they're the juggernauts in those divisions.
I mean, Michigan has never been in a more favorable position to win a national championship than this year. They got everything. You brought almost everybody back. They lose 44 seniors off this team. 44. You're going to be looking at a completely new team next year.
A complete new team and maybe new coach. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think the NCAA is going to come down as hard as Ohio State fans are hoping that they come down.
And well, I mean, because it's kind of it's not as loud as it was either. You know what I mean?
No, and then too, I think what they're going to consider, people don't realize the NCAA was considering banning or getting rid of this rule just a couple of years ago because they, by their own words, they said this rule really doesn't offer any real competitive advantage. In-person scouting. I mean, it doesn't. And so why are you going to? I mean, listen, they cheated. I'm not going to be one of those ones that say just because I'm a fan of the team to try to make it any. They broke. I think it's a dumb rule, but it's a rule nonetheless that they broke. So they deserve some kind of punishment. You might need, for a few years, you might have to get a reduction of scholarships, or you know what I'm saying? That happens. But for people to think they're gonna get the death penalty like SMU football, and I'm like, just stop it. That's projection. That's projection.
I mean, and because again, part of football in the heat of the game is adjustments.
Of course.
Right. Defense and offense, right? If you see something, the quarterback should have the ability to switch out of it, And I mean, so yes, it was in your rules, but if you were planning on getting rid of the rule, you can't hold it.
That's what I'm saying.
Above their head.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't think they can come down too hard on Michigan because by your own admission.
Well, I guess the standing point is that it wasn't amended yet. So
I get it. So I'm not saying they should get off scot-free, but by their own admission, you can look it up. By their own admission, this rule did not offer much of a competitive advantage. It didn't. And so why are you going to hold people's feet completely to the fire over a rule that you have already acknowledged doesn't provide much benefit to the team? I don't get it. So, but we'll see. We'll see.
All right. Well, you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you again next week here on SportsChat. We love you. Everybody else in today. Mom was on again. Deacon Butler. Everybody else that tuned in, we love you. Keep on tuning in. Listen, and next week we want you to tag, share, tell everybody about SportsChat. Come on.
Let them know we're on there.
We're trying to get some of our people on there. They act like they're so busy, but and then when they see it, they talk about, you'll never have me on. Okay, yeah. So we're praying you have a good rest of your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be blessed. Plenty of football on today. Basketball, good college basketball on. Arizona against Purdue. Carolina against Kentucky today. So y'all check them out. All right.
All right.
John, talk to you.
Peace.
Bye, Facebook Live.
That's Deja.
Was it? Hey, Deja. Bye, sweetie. All right.